Well, could you really use a flying taxi to get around LA during the Olympics? That is now one step closer to reality.
And CBS LA's Gio Insignares is in Hawthorne with an up-close look at what could be the future of travel for major events and everyday life.
One of the top concerns getting anywhere in Southern California is traffic, a concern only made worse when major events come into town. But one company's way of changing the way fans travel will have them looking to the sky.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
It's not quite like riding in a DeLorean, or even like you're a part of the Jetsons. But the future is closer than you think, and it's landing in Southern California.
It's amazingly powerful to start to think about what the future can be and what this could unlock for us in kind of our daily lives.
Eric Lentel is the Chief Legal and Strategy Officer for Archer Aviation. It just signed a $126 million deal to take over the master lease at Hawthorne Municipal Airport, calling it the centerpiece of its new urban air taxi network and its headquarters for next-generation electric aircraft.
We were super excited when we came across Hawthorne as an opportunity.
And the timing couldn't be better. Archer is now the official air taxi partner of both the LA 28 Olympic and Paralympic Games and Team USA, with plans to fly VIPs, fans, and staff between key venues like SoFi and the Kia Forum.
It's about showcasing this for the world there. And the takeaway can be, LA has done it. I want that in my fill-in-the-blank city, country.
Archer's futuristic aircraft, called Midnight, is designed to fly 4 passengers and a pilot up to 150 miles an hour, replacing long car rides with quick, quiet electric flights. The aircraft is what's known as an eVTOL, meaning electric vertical takeoff and landing.
It is something that can take you intra-city in a much shorter time.
Unlike aircraft that needs a runway, eVTOLs are ideally made for dense urban environments. Overall, the air taxi market is growing significantly. According to a recent report, it's expected to grow from $43 billion in 2025 to more than $86 billion by 2034.
While the idea of hundreds of electric air taxis buzzing over LA raises real safety questions, especially in the nation's busiest airspace, Archer says that's exactly why it's working hand in hand with the FAA. The agency is developing new rules to integrate air taxis safely alongside traditional planes and helicopters, with extra safeguards built into how these aircraft fly, land, and communicate in crowded skies.
This isn't about going from 0 to 100,000 aircraft within a month. This is about ramping safely into that, building community trust.
It's not just about getting things off the ground, but about redefining how we get around.
You don't get too many opportunities to go really shape what the future of aviation could look like. And we're just getting started.
Archer expects to start demonstration flights within the next year, a preview of what the company hopes is full passenger flights by the 2028 Olympics. In Hawthorne, I'm Gio Insignares, CBS LA.
Well, buzzing around LA 1,000 feet above the ground. Who knows more about that than Mike Rogers at the desk and Desmond Shaw, of course, in SkyCal.
Guys, what's your take on these air taxis coming to LA?
Yeah, look, Juan and Susie, I think if it's done the right way, everything will work out fine and it'll be great. But our skies, as you heard in Gio's piece, are very busy. I want you to show you this radar. This is just from earlier today, where you can see all the aircraft flying around, especially near Hawthorne Airport, where this project is supposed to take off out of. Now, what will be different from this than what we usually see, or what will be different from the Olympics rather than what we usually see, is there will likely be what's called a TFR, a temporary flight restriction. You see one over here. This is a Disneyland one that's temporary, but really not. And that will likely help eliminate some of the air traffic, the normal air traffic that is around. But it doesn't mean that this issue won't still have a lot of things to contend with, especially right there at Hawthorne Airport. And for that, I want to get over to Desmond Shaw. He is live over Hawthorne Airport looking at the beautiful Intuit Dome. Des, aside from regular aviation traffic, you've got a really big airport just to the north of this, and you've got the marine layer that it can be an issue over there.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's Hawthorne Airport right here, LAX, only a couple of miles away. We do often have issues. In fact, just the last couple of nights had issues getting around LAX because of the marine layer that had built up. It's not unheard of for that to pop up in August. And then I'm really curious to see how they would handle working around LAX's super congested airspace with all this. They were talking about handling some rides over towards SoFi Stadium right here, but this is where planes come right over the top. Here's one coming in right now that comes really, really close there to the dome itself. So that would would be something that seems like it would be very, very complicated to figure out. You know, a lot of these controllers already deal with a lot with all the aircraft going through here. Of course, the law enforcement aircraft that work down at lower altitudes as well. So I know that, you know, they're hoping to have certification this year, but the FAA can move very, very slowly on these kinds of things, especially something so revolutionary and with such complicated airspace. So I think we're all going to be very, very interested to find out if this actually comes to reality. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, that's right, Desmond, because even if there is a TFR, that doesn't stop regular traffic from coming in. By the way, Juan and Susie, I just looked at the radar. That plane that Desmond was looking at, for reference, was only about 700 feet off the ground. So imagine trying to stick a robo-taxi or an air taxi underneath of it.
Sure, it's a crazy thought, but who knows? All right, Mike, thank you so much.